Bgmc. The biblical truth lives here.
We are living in a time like no other in history, but fortunately for us, God wrote it all down in His prophecies. Find out what prophecies happened this week ripped straight from the headlines. Stay tuned for the Prophecy Headlines news show on the Remnant's Call.
News. Da 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 da. Going on to the next slide, the news from Israel.
Las noticias desde Israel.
Now this is cool.
Esto es fascinante.
If you have lineage that goes from
Portugal.
Portugal or Spain,
Si tienes descendiente de Portugal o español,
they just gave 10,000 people from Central and South America citizenship in Portugal.
le acabaron de dar a unos 10,000 ciudadanía en Portugal.
Okay, out of 33 applications, they processed 10,000 new Jewish citizens.
De unas 30,000 aplicaciones le dieron la ciudadanía a esa cantidad. Sorry? So judíos sefarditas, sí.
So if you check, wait, one at a time. Let Elizabeth help
No,
him.
I get confused because I heard.
All right, I'll go slow.
Yeah.
If your family history,
Si en tu historia familiar,
like if you live in Central or South America,
si vives en Centro o Suramérica,
many of your relatives left Spain and Portugal
la mayoría de tus familiares descendientes salieron desde Portugal o
during
España
the Inquisition.
durante la Inquisición.
So they were Jewish.
Son judíos.
And what is going on in Spain and Portugal,
Y lo que está sucediendo que en España y Portugal,
you can get citizenship if you can prove a family name. I think it's 3 generations.
puedes mostrar que eres descendiente judío si pruebas tu apellido de unos tres generaciones atrás.
Going on to next news story. There's a lot of fires, over 100 fires going on in Israel right now.
Más de unos cientos de incendios están ocurriendo ahora mismo allá en Israel.
And in Israel this week it reached 122 degrees Fahrenheit.
Y la temperatura ha subido unos 122 grados Fahrenheit.
But it was a dry heat.
Y fue un caliente seco.
If you put an egg on the street, you can cook it at that temperature.
Y a esa temperatura, si colocas un huevo afuera, puedes cocinarlo.
Just don't do it on Shabbat.
Pero no hagas eso en Shabbat.
No cooking on Shabbat.
Recuérdese, no cocinar en Shabbat.
So keep Israel in prayer. There's a lot of fires.
Mantén a Israel en tu oración porque hay muchos incendios allá.
Going on to next slide. There's a new political party in Israel for the next election.
Para estas nuevas elecciones hay un partido político que es nuevo allá en Israel.
It's the marriage party.
Se llama el partido Marriage.
The normal marriage party.
El partido matrimonial.
One man and one woman.
Y es un hombre y una mujer.
This is where we live now in the timeline.
Así es que estamos viviendo en ese tiempo.
Because of all the faggots,
Porque todos los homosexuales.
we got to say that we're normal.
Tenemos que decirles que somos normales.
Oh, look, we're off of YouTube.
Ay,
Darn.
Yeshua
Yeshua
tube.
Okay? They had to make a whole new political party for marriage.
Tuvieron que hacer un partido político nuevo que sea para matrimonios.
Now, what's so sad about that, that's Israel.
Lo que es triste de eso fue en Israel.
When Israel can't follow her God, the world has troubles.
Cuando Israel mismo no puede seguir a Dios Altísimo, el mundo entero se entra en problemas.
Going on to next news story. There's Ilhan the cockroach Omar.
Ahí está la cucaracha Omar.
La cucaracha. Send her back to Somalia. Okay, she is introducing a bill in America
Ella está introduciendo esta ley en Estados Unidos
that says Israel is like Nazi Germany.
que dice que Israel es como el nazi alemán.
I know as a person from Somalia, you don't get much education.
Yo sé que como eres de Samaria no obtienes toda esta educación,
But my family didn't really want to go to the concentration camps.
pero mi familia no quería ir a los campos de concentración
We tried to escape.
y intentamos escapar.
It's, why don't you go back to Somalia
¿Por qué no regresas a Somalia?
and see how good that nation is?
A ver qué tan bueno está tu nación.
And see if we can proclaim Christianity there or Judaism in Somalia.
A ver si podemos proclamar cristianismo o judaísmo allá en Somalia.
See, the Jews let everybody worship.
Los judíos les dejan a todos adorar.
It's
lo
wrong.
que
We
quieran.
shouldn't let anybody except the Jews worship.
Realmente no deberíamos aceptar las otras cosas aparte de los
But
del
it's the
judaísmo.
only democracy in the Middle East.
Pero la única democracia que hay allá en el Medio Oriente.
Going on to the next news story. No anti-Semitism stories today.
No hay noticias antisemíticas el día de hoy.
End time prophecy. Please pay attention to what's going on.
Por favor, preste atención a lo que está aconteciendo.
In John 17, Yeshua our Messiah said that you're going to be hated for following him.
En Juan 17:14 dice que vas a ser odiado por seguirlo a él.
You should be blessed that you live in this country.
Debes de sentirte bendecido que estás aquí en este país.
Going on to the news story. In the country of Burkina Faso, which is in Africa,
En África, en este país del norte de Burkina,
there were 4 Christian men that were wearing a cross.
habían 4 hombres judíos que estaban utilizando una cruz.
They were wearing a cross around their neck.
4 cristianos utilizando cruz.
And the Muslims killed them just because they were wearing a cross.
Y los musulmanes lo mataron a ellos por simplemente utilizar una cruz.
If you don't believe Matthew 24 is happening around the world, you're stupid.
Si no crees que Mateo 24 estaba aconteciendo alrededor del mundo, eres un estúpido.
Kingdom versus kingdom and nation versus nation.
Reino contra reino y nación contra nación.
What is a kingdom?
¿Qué es un reino?
The kingdom of our God
El reino de nuestro Señor.
against the kingdom of Islam.
En contra del reino del Islam.
Nation is America and Canada.
Naciones como Estados Unidos y Canadá.
So imagine just for wearing a cross, they murder you.
Imagínense, por simplemente utilizar una cruz, usted es asesinado.
That's why we live in this country right now.
Por eso es que estamos viviendo en ese país ahora.
But we're slipping very quick
Pero estamos resbalando muy rápidamente.
because we don't stand up for our God.
Porque no estamos parando firmes por nuestro Dios.
Somebody tells me I can't pray, I'm going to pray louder.
Si alguien me dice que no debo de orar, voy a orar más alto.
Somebody says I can't keep the Shabbat, I'm going to tell them to go to hell.
Y si alguien me dice que no puedo guardar el sábado santo, lo voy a enviar al infierno.
Somebody says that one man and one woman is not marriage anymore,
Si alguien me dice que un hombre y una mujer no es como un matrimonio ya,
then I'm going to tell them you're abnormal.
le voy a decir que ellos son anormales.
We need to start standing up and stop being cowards.
Nosotros debemos de pararnos firmes y dejarnos de ser unos cobardes.
Because in Revelation, the book of Revelation, cowards do not get into heaven.
Porque en el libro de Revelaciones los cobardes no entran al cielo.
Going on to the next story. In England,
En Inglaterra
there was a group of little kids
había un grupo de niños
that were singing a song about Noah in the library.
que estaban cantando una canción de Noé en una librería.
And the library kicked them out because they were singing a Bible song.
Y la librería los sacó porque ellos estaban cantando una canción bíblica.
That's how bad England is about hating God.
Así de malo está Inglaterra odiando al Señor.
So let's see what happened to them in England.
Vamos a ver qué pasa con ellos allá en Inglaterra.
Next slide, the Lord talks about wars and rumors of wars.
Y aquí puedes ver que el Señor está hablando de guerra y rumores de guerras.
Let's go to the news story.
Y en esta noticia,
As of yesterday,
desde ayer,
2 British tanker ships have been taken by the Iranians.
2 tanques militares de Inglaterra fueron tomados por los iraníes.
Personally, I would send a few missiles into Iran.
Personalmente hubiese yo enviado varios misiles a Irán.
A few hundred, that is.
Unos cientos de miles, quizás.
But why is God taking the British ships?
Pero ¿por qué los iraníes están tomando estos buques ingleses o Dios ha permitido esto?
Because when you kick God out of your country,
Porque cuando usted saca a Dios de su nación,
God says, I'll leave,
el Señor dice que yo me voy,
but I also won't protect you anymore.
pero también no te protegeré más.
So as of last night, 2 ships were taken.
Desde ayer dos buques de los británicos fueron tomados.
people were heading for war.
Las personas se están acercando a lo que son estas
So I would
guerras.
suggest buying extra food, just preparing. You can always eat it.
Así que prepare, creo que es tiempo de que usted almacene comida. No importa que no pase nada, es para comer.
Things are happening rapidly.
Las cosas están aconteciendo rápidamente.
Going on to next news story. You could be living in Los Angeles.
Usted podría estar viviendo allá en Los
The
Ángeles.
police are no longer running Los Angeles.
Ya la policía no está mandando más en Los Ángeles.
There's a new police department called MS-13.
Hay una nueva línea de policía, se llama M13.
They are taking over the city.
Ellos están tomando control de la ciudad.
One of their graffiti, somebody ruined their graffiti.
Y alguien dañó su graffiti.
And they cut the person up into parts.
Y ellos cortaron a esta persona que dañó el graffiti en partes.
They cut the person's heart out and threw it down into the valley.
Y ellos se cortaron a esta persona y la tiraron ahí en el valle.
See, this is what happens when you have a nation that doesn't love God.
Eso es lo que sucede cuando usted está en una nación que no ama a Dios.
Please read Deuteronomy 28 and Leviticus 26.
Por favor, lea Deuteronomio 28, también Levíticos 26.
God tells you what he's going to do when you kick him out.
Dios ya te ha dicho lo que Él va a hacer cuando usted lo saca a Él de la nación.
And we even have MS-13 in our area.
Y también tenemos MS-13 en nuestra área.
Go ahead, make my day.
Pues entonces hazme el día.
My God said 5 of us will chase 100 of you.
Mi Dios ha dicho que 5 de nosotros vamos a perseguir a 100.
And I shoot straight.
Yo tiro recto, yo tiro bueno.
But LA hates God.
Pero Los Ángeles odia a Dios.
Going on to next slide. Let's take a look at Deuteronomy 28,
Vamos a ver de cerca Deuteronomio 28.
verse 49 and 50.
Los versos 49
God
y
says,
50.
God said, if you don't follow me, I'm going to send a people that hate you.
El Señor ha dicho que si no me quieres voy a mandar a esas personas que me odian.
Let's take a look at Somalia.
Vamos a ver a Somalia.
See, Ilhan, idiot, cockroach, says that it's a beautiful nation.
Ilhan ha dicho, esta cucaracha, que esa es una nación buena.
So a reporter went to Somalia.
Entonces los reporteros fueron a Somalia.
A Canadian reporter went to Somalia
Un reportero canadiense fue allá a Somalia
to take pictures of beautiful Somalia.
a tomar fotografías de la bella Somalia.
What do you think happened to the reporter?
¿Qué cree usted que pasó con ese reportero?
The Muslims murdered her.
Bueno, los musulmanes lo asesinaron.
So why don't you go back to Somalia?
Bueno, quizás quieras volver a Somalia.
Going on to next news story. Leprosy, you think that there's no leprosy?
Lepra, ¿usted cree que ya no hay más lepra?
In Leviticus 13, it talks about leprosy.
Y en Levíticos 13:2 habla de la lepra.
Anybody want ever see leprosy?
¿Alguien quiere ver esta lepra?
There you go.
Ahí está.
That's flesh-eating bacteria.
Eso es una bacteria en la piel.
That is happening all up and down the coast of America.
Eso está atacando en toda la área de la costa de Estados Unidos.
And this guy didn't even go, and he went into a river.
Y ese sujeto fue a un río.
He was doing kayaking, a little boat.
Él era haciendo kayak en un bote.
And there you're looking at his leg.
Y ahí lo que estás viendo es su pierna.
It's called leprosy.
Esto es una lepra.
Leprosy will kill you.
Y la lepra puede matarte.
God is sending leprosy to our nation, and you must ask the question, why?
Dios ha enviado lepra a nuestra nación y usted debería de estarse haciendo la pregunta de por qué.
Going on to the next news story. The end of days, evil will be called good, and good will be called evil. Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20.
Y en Isaías 5:20, al final de los tiempos, lo malo iba a ser llamado bueno y lo bueno malo.
Okay? There last week, or 2 weeks ago, on the 4th of July,
Y hace unas 2 semanas, para el 4 de
a
julio,
guy tried to blow up one of the ice facilities in California.
un sujeto intentó de explotar ¿cuál es el ice? Un almacenamiento de hielo allá en California.
Okay? That man was shot dead by the ICE agents, by the police.
Y ese sujeto fue asesinado o disparado por el mismo sistema de seguridad de allá.
The leader of Black Lives Matter is calling the guy a martyr.
Y el líder de este grupo de Black Lives Matter le llamó asesino al que lo
He
asesinó.
tried to blow up the place.
Pero él intentó realmente explotar el lugar.
His match just would not light.
Pero su fósforo fue el que no encendió.
He had a propane tank that he was going to explode.
Él tenía un tanque de gas propano que iba a explotar todo.
You attack the government, expect them to return fire.
Y si vas a atacar el gobierno, entonces espera que te devuelvan con fuego.
He's a martyr. The Black Lives Matter guy said, that was beautiful.
Y el
Forget it.
Yeah.
Okay, and why is this all happening?
¿Por qué está pasando todo esto?
The last story is from 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 3.
Y esta última historia es de 2 Timoteo 4:3.
I must be doing something wrong.
Quizá yo esté haciendo algo equivocado.
This lady got fired from her $250,000 a year job.
Y esa señora fue despedida de su trabajo que ganaba unos $250,000 al año.
She's a pastor
Y ella es una pastora.
making $250,000. You guys got to start working.
Y esta es una pastora que ganaba esta cantidad de
Come on,
dinero.
come on, everybody. I don't make $250 a week.
Yo no hago ni siquiera esa cantidad a la semana.
And they gave her $8,000 a month for her housing.
Y ellos le daban para su alojamiento unos $8,000 por mes.
You guys got to start working.
Usted debería de estar
Come on, Benjamin,
trabajando.
go get a job.
Vamos, niño, trabaja.
Ariel, come on, graduate high school already. Come on. Jacob, come on. The $1 a week just isn't happening. $250,000 for a pastor?
Por ser pastora, solamente unos $250,000 al año.
$250,000 for a pastor?
250,000 por año.
What kind of house was she living in that got $8,000 a month?
¿Y qué tipo de casa tenía que pagaba unos $8,000 por mes?
She's probably living like on Fire Island or something.
Ella quizás vive en una isla privada de ella.
8,000. You guys got to start working.
Usted debería de estar trabajando.
Come on, Elizabeth, work some overtime, would you please? Tiffany, graduate high school. That's insane. Well, then again, if you have a woman pastor, that's a problem there right there.
Pero ya como tienes una pastora,
Don't give
eso es
me,
un problema.
I want to be a pastor. Us rabbis don't make that kind of money.
Ningún rabino hace ese dinero.
Well, that's enough news for today.
Ya eso fue suficiente por el día de hoy.
We're gonna Shalom. This is Messianic Rabbi Andrew Dinnerman. I would personally like to thank you for tuning in to the Remnant's Call each and every week. You can listen to the full message on our website, bethgoyim.org. If you have drawn closer to the King of Kings, learned more about Him today, we are blessed. If you are blessed by these messages, please consider a donation to our ministry. You can go to our website, bethgoyim.org. That's BETHGOYIM.org. And click on the donate button. You do not have to have a PayPal account to donate. All you need is a debit card. Once again, thank you very much for listening to The Remnant's Call.
If you have not taken your first steps to be born again, just ask God's help. Remember, it's His loving grace that has come to find you. No one is worthy or able to reach God, but God can reach us, and He's reaching out to you now. Just open your heart and let Him in. His arms are open, and the blessing of salvation and eternal life are waiting for you. Don't let it wait any longer.
Ya Adonai, panavoleka, vikuneka, Yisa Adonai, panavoleka, vayasem laka, shalom. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord lift his face to shine upon you. May the Lord be gracious unto you and give you his shalom. Shalom. My name is Messianic Rabbi Andrew Dinnerman, and I invite you to come to visit our congregation. If you are in the tri-state area, come out and visit with us on Shabbat. We are a congregation of Jews and Gentiles, living as one in the Messiah Yeshua. Bgmc is a place of true worship. The focus never wanders from the Hebraic roots of our faith. Beth Goyim is rooted in the Word of God from Bereshit through to the book of Revelation. Messiah's strong words against man-made tradition are carefully recorded in Matthew 7. That is the reason we only follow the straight-up instructions found in Scripture. Truly, the way, the truth, and the life. If you're looking for a deeper walk with Adonai, come out for our Tuesday evening Bible study called Messianic Torah Time. Come, spend a day with us on any Shabbat. We start at 11 a.m. with the sound of the ancient Hebrew shofar. Next, we offer our King praise and worship in English, Hebrew, and Spanish. After worship, we review the headlines in the previous week's news from around the globe, especially news from the Holy Land, Israel. We don't just list the news headlines as current events, but we comb through the scriptures, searching for clues to understand what they mean and then to help pinpoint prophetically our current position on Adonai's clock. After digesting all that modern information, we leave the world behind as we journey with our Adonai deep into his eternal word, not with just one or two scriptures, but usually 7 or more scriptures. The spiritual nourishment and the richness of his kingdom become accessible to the ones who share this special time and seek them out. The day does not end there. Because Shabbat is so special to him, there is always so much more that our King desires to share. So instead of separating and leaving, we stay together as a family for potluck lunch and an afternoon study of our King's Word. We close the Shabbat together with the reading of the new week's parashah. That's the Torah portion. Even after those blessings, many of us just can't get enough. So the members bring prepared homemade foods to share while we all enjoy an uplifting movie together. If all that information is not quite enough, you can check out our website where you will find over 200 video teachings and biblical holy day studies. Under Messianic Torah Time, the Hebrew Roots button, you'll discover free studies on many different topics, including PowerPoint slide presentations. If Beth Goyim sounds like a place you'd love to visit, but you live outside the tri-state area, there is still a way to connect with us. We stream live on the internet on Tuesday, Thursday, and Shabbat. The website is www.bethgoyim.org. That's BETHGOYIM.org. Our phone number is 973-338-7800 or 978-2-YESHUA. That's 978, the number 2, Yeshua. Shalom.